What's up, y'all, and welcome back to Dad Needs to Talk. I'm your host, Robert, and today I am joined by my good friend Keke, aka Book Vybez. What is up, Keke?
What is going on? Glad to be here, man. Really am.
Yes.
We finally did it.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I am. I'm very glad to for us to finally be able to do this. But I also feel like as they say, things happen when they're supposed to happen.
Absolutely.
Um, so, but yeah, but so, um, man, it
Telling you, we're here together. We're here
yeah,
together, man. We got it.
it is. It has been a day. It has been a week. Uh, I guess let me start with you. How has your day and week been so far, Keke?
Okay, let me tell you, it has been. Today was one of the best days ever because the school year ended. Where
Yes.
we are, and I work for the public school system, and I love the kids. I love my job, but that summer break is absolutely needed.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're familiar with The Office, but my husband told me today that because I was going around, I was like, "Hey, everybody, how you doing? Have a nice day." Like I'm such an introvert, so today I was on that Stanley mode. And I
Yeah.
don't know if you've watched The Office, but when Stanley would get really excited when it was ice cream day or something like that, I can't remember what it was. And
Yeah.
he was like really nice to everybody. That was me today. So it was a really good day. The week was short, so I'm very happy to start this summer.
Awesome. That is definitely very awesome to hear. As for myself, I'm, I'm gonna try to keep it short because people that listen, y'all know I can talk for a while. Uh, but my day, my week so far, and it's only Tuesday, has been a roller coaster, to say the least. Just because I guess going back to this weekend, very fun, family filled weekend, but it just went super long because we're in June. First weekend of June means track season for my oldest daughter started, which nothing too unexpected, or so I would think, because
Mm.
she's 12, she's been running since she's 5, so we've been doing this for 7 years. So, but a wrench that came into the plan is that this year, she's been running the 800 and the 400 meter all these years. This year she added the mile. Well,
Oh,
we found out that the mile was practically the last event of the day. So
yes.
we always get there pretty early, around like 8ish or whatever, just because her first event is usually like pretty early.
Mhm.
But she didn't run the mile until close to 5 p.m.
Oh my goodness, that's a
So
long
yes,
day.
yes,
Y'all wait, yes, yes,
yes,
and outside, were you guys outside the? Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
in that beautiful Texas heat.
Ooh, ooh,
Yes. So
ooh.
my heart dropped a little bit because after she ran the first event, she came and checked in with me or whatever, and she's like, hey, coach said that the 800 meter would be pretty much like second to last, basically. And yeah, I was not prepared, but best believe this weekend going forward, some adjustments will be made. Just because it was like, like I said, like that, being because normally most of her stuff is done around 1ish or so, or whatever. So a handful of hours, not that
Okay,
big of a
yeah.
deal. But yeah, that was unexpected. And then after that, my wife, she had a alumni basketball game. So,
God.
which was an hour away. on,
Oh my goodness.
on the opposite side of the DFW Metroplex. So,
Mm.
you know, I had to drive 30 minutes from the track thing to the house to get the rest of the kids, and then an hour to her thing. Which I will say, The events itself for the alumni thing, whatever, was fire, was
Okay.
super hot, like
It
in the
brought the
best
energy
way.
back up.
Yes, because
Okay, yeah.
being and for those who don't know, so my wife, she went to Terrell High School, the same school that Jamie Foxx went to. So it was Terrell versus Kaufman, their old rival schools, and the energy that was in that place when we got in there was literally electric, because
I
you
bet you
had
it was.
families and kids. They had a live MC talking during the whole event. He walking on the court just hyping up the crowd and stuff. You had people on the courts on the sidelines trash talking, kids, because they had music playing, so kids, grown-ups, people dancing on the side. It was hype. It was beyond hype.
I you want to know what's crazy? When you said that, you didn't see me, but I have a very close friend
Mm-hmm.
from Terrell. And when you said, I'm
Mm.
like, nobody's from Terrell. So that's crazy. We're gonna have to talk about that because
Yes, yes.
I think we're around the same age. So
Mm-hmm.
she might be, y'all might know her, or your wife might know her. So that is wild. It's such a small world. I'm telling you, it is a small world.
Yes, indeed. And so we went into that. Like I said, it was super fun. Because it was the ladies played first, and my wife's team won. So,
Okay.
yay to that. And then afterwards was the this was the first year that the women's team had their alumni game, but the men, they've been doing it for a few years at this point. Um, and stuff. So, but yeah, but overall, it was a fantastic thing. But like I said, it was just a super long day, and so
Yeah.
Sunday was pretty much just trying to just recover and stuff. And then fast forwarding to today, so my plan was, I was like, okay, I got this thing planned with Keke this afternoon. Monday night, I'm gonna go to bed at a decent time, get me some rest.
Come on,
All,
man.
all,
You
all the
know.
all the all the positive habits you should do. And I started off on a good foot. I got in bed before midnight, and
Okay.
but then I woke up. I woke up middle of the night, like somewhere between like 1ish, 2ish, whatever. A little restless. Made the mistake of checking Twitter.
That see, nope, you'll never get off.
So the thing that happened with Twitter, and this will be a little small impromptu news section, because what I'm about to talk about very briefly is the reason why I was up for a while. Because first thing I see, like I said, it's like I said, like 1, 2 a.m. or whatever. I see One Piece trending. Okay, what's going on with One Piece? So we get news that the One Piece manga will be going on a 1 month hiatus.
I
So
saw that.
yeah. So
I
after
saw that. I was like, people about to lose their minds.
yes, because I guess I asked, like, hey, have you read One Piece? You into One Piece? Don't care.
Me, well, you know what? I tried to read it, but I couldn't read it. I watched the anime, and so I'm
Gotcha,
on like episode 80 something. So I'm really into the anime.
gotcha,
I really like it,
gotcha.
but I just couldn't read it. So I don't know. I guess there are some manga like that. Like I'm like, this is too much. I
Yeah,
think I was overwhelmed by the amount of volume. So I was like,
yeah,
let me just watch it. I
yeah,
can do it passing. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So the reason why I just asked just briefly was because of the last time Oda, the author, did a 1 month break was when we had the time skip event. And that's been over a
Okay.
decade ago or whatever. So it's like, okay, we're having another 1 month hiatus because we're wrapping up a very big arc that's been going on for 4 years.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
he's probably.
so
I,
yes, so it's just kind of like the perfect storm of events, because this big arc is finishing up. This year is the 25th anniversary of the series, and so he's also doing some traveling to go check on the filming for the live action series. They're filming in South
yep.
Africa right now, and and also preparation for there's a movie coming out in this fall.
Yes.
So that was a One Piece, and I'm like, okay, cool, One Piece. I barely get calmed down from that. Then I see Berserk trending. I'm like,
Yep.
why is Berserk trending also at 3 a.m.? Come to find out, Berserk is coming back.
Yeah.
So just a little bit, just briefly on that. So I don't have the guy's name, but basically, it was somebody who was a very close friend of
Mm.
the author of Berserk. He knows a lot of the details of what was going to be planned for the story.
Yep.
So he's going to supervise the series as far as the story wise, and then his mirror, his
Mm.
assistants will take over as far as like the drawing and the art, and that's expected to
Right.
come back, I believe, in July. So that was another
In
thing.
July.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like now, July? Like next month?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I mean,
we'll see. Because I know they mentioned that they that they're gonna of course focus on finishing up the current arc that they're on, and then
mm,
we'll go from there. Um, this next one that I saw was also mentioning all this. This is a series I haven't read myself. I've heard seemingly positive things about it, but I know nothing about it. It's called Land of Lustrous.
yes,
Um,
I've seen that.
yeah,
The Land of Lustrous. Yes, they're very nice. Like they look good. Like when you look
yeah,
at the covers, they're very
yeah.
pretty. But I think they're kind of on the higher end, and
Mm-hmm.
like people don't like really paying for them, so you don't hear a lot of people talking about it. But I
Yeah,
haven't really like dived into or tried to like read and see what it was about. I really haven't. But
yeah. I haven't either, but yeah, I saw that mentioned as well. That because apparently that series has been on hiatus since 2020. So
okay, well, okay,
yeah, so I saw a lot of people excited about that because it was of course, just post whatever. I saw people was like, what is going on? We have One Piece going on hiatus. We have Hunter x Hunter, Berserk, and Land of Lustrous all coming back after having,
yeah,
you know, years for some of them
yeah.
hiatuses. And then the last little tidbit of news I saw, and this one is more on the rumor side, because I saw one thing last night, then I saw something else today, so I don't know, what is what, if both things are true or whatever. But I saw rumors of both potentially a Zom 100 anime and a live action series.
I don't know how that's going to translate in live action, but I
Yeah,
accept the anime. Like I'm
yeah,
like, really? I mean, he's already got a great live action out. Just like stick to one, buddy.
yeah,
Alice in
yeah,
Borderland, like
yeah,
it's great, you know.
yes,
I don't know. I don't know, but I'm a little excited about that Zom 100 rumor because that would be a great anime to watch. I think it would be
yes,
hilarious.
yes. I'm in the
Yeah.
same boat with you as well because yeah, I've only read. I don't even know where my volumes are right now, but I think I've only read the first 3 volumes so far,
Okay.
and I have volume 4. I just haven't read it yet, but I've enjoyed, what I've read of it so far. Um, but yeah, but all that to say,
You s- you see, this is on my
oh
reading list, my
yes,
TBR.
yes,
So I'm
yes.
still I'm still into it, but yeah.
So yeah, so that led to me being up still like 3 something in the morning, and then
I was
it
hoping you were
just
gonna say. I'm sorry.
no, what about to say?
I was gonna say I was hoping you're gonna say something about Vagabond. Like we're getting all this stuff back. Come on, in a way, we need Vagabond back, man. You
So
know.
so that is a series that I still haven't gotten around to reading yet. It is high on my
Yeah.
list of things to get to, but that was definitely in the when everybody was like, okay, hey, all this other stuff is coming back. Hey, let's toss Vagabond in there too.
Yes. Come on, man.
Cause,
Like
cause, cause I think
I'll be
cause,
happy.
cause that I think that one's been on hiatus since 2015. I think something like that.
Wow. It's been
Yeah,
a while. And I'm coming in later. I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about it later, but I'm coming in later to the hiatus and I'm like,
yeah.
I don't understand how people could have lasted that long. I would have been upset. It's only been a year for me, and I'm like, come on, man. So
Yes,
yeah,
yes. So,
yeah.
so yeah, so that led to just the domino effect of today of just I finally got back to sleep, but then had to get right back up, for work and stuff, and then was on the struggle bus all day, and they finally got home, napped a little bit, and now we're here. But but yeah. So with that being said, my mini tangent. Uh, so back to you, Keke. So for those who do not know, Keke is somebody that I met through being in the I guess we'll call it the manga tuber
Yes,
community and
we are.
stuff, community and stuff, and it's been very awesome. Watching all your videos, your all the different manga and stuff you've been doing, as well as just all the different things that you've kind of you know started doing around that, which we'll kind of cover in a second. But what would be kind of like your elevator pitch, like, hey, who is Keke? Who is Book Vibes?
I don't even know, man. I'm gonna tell you like this. I am someone who is new and just discovered a new world, an
Mm-hmm.
entirely new world, and it has changed my life. And I want everyone's life to be changed
Yes.
by it. And so that is why I'm like, come on, man. Like this, just read any of them, try anything, whatever you read, that's your vibe, that's what you love. I want everybody to be able to feel safe in what they read and not feel like, whatever. Because I know already people from my world, I was an English major. They're like, what is this trash?
Yeah.
Like, what are you reading these comic books for? But I'm like, you don't understand. This is
Yeah.
this is another level. This gives me happiness. Like
Yeah.
it's a crazy thing. And so I'm just someone who wants to share that joy and bring y'all along while I'm discovering new things, because
Yeah.
some folks have been in it for a while and I'm like, hey, what about this, what about this? I'm like a child just
Yeah.
discovering, like going to Disneyland. That's really what I am, and that's what I want to share with everybody else.
Yeah. And first thing I want to say, the name Book Vibes definitely suits you, your whole vibe, everything very well. How did it take you a while to come around to that name, or was it like, okay, I'm gonna do this stuff, this is the name?
um it was more of, okay, so when I started my Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
it was going to be about novels, reading novels and things like that.
Yeah.
And I wanted it to be a vibe. That's all I was like, because I'm always talking about, good vibes, good
Yeah.
vibes. I'm telling this to my kids all the time. Give me good energy, give me good vibes. And what I was trying to tell them is, hey, meet me where I am so I
Yeah.
can meet you where you are, so we can just chill.
Yeah.
I'm a very laid back person. I'm a military brat, but I spend a lot of time on the West Coast, and the West Coast is known for its chill vibes. So
Yeah.
anybody that's around me, they're like, man, you're so calm and you're so like, I'm like, yes, what it is, what it is. Why am I
Yeah.
why am I going to express myself over that? So I want to say, okay, you know what? Reading is a vibe. Reading is cool. Reading is a time that you can chill, enjoy yourself. You can pull in what's from the book, and you can learn new things, learn new words,
Mm-hmm.
having a great big imagination. That's who I am. I'm like I said, I'm an introvert by nature, so I'm that kind of person that'll sit there and I can look at something and just create a huge story. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm by myself. So it was always a vibe with me. So that's kind of what I thought of. And I asked my husband, he's like, well, if you do that, have a unique spelling. I was like, yeah. And so that's kind of how that happened. So
Yes.
it was it was really what I wanted to convey. And it was, I don't want to say it was hard. I don't want to say it was simple. I did put some thought into it, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to make it to where I wanted people to like hear it and know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
It's about books, and it's a vibe.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love it. Like I said, just from, like I said, from day one, when I had first came across you and your YouTube channel and stuff, whatever. Just the name and stuff, I was like, Book Vibes. What's going on over here? And you like I said a while ago, you definitely have not disappointed. You have definitely been very chill. You've been very entertaining. I I always enjoy your work shenanigans on your IG stories and
Ah.
stuff, and everything. But so and you mentioning, you starting off with the novels and stuff. Honestly, that's something I didn't really like fully notice until yesterday, when I was like doing some prep and stuff for this
Mhm.
whatever. I was like, I don't think I've ever like scrolled like down to the beginning
Yeah,
of your
yeah.
IG or whatever, and that is one thing that is just interesting about like with people's Instagram accounts and stuff, especially those of us that do content and stuff, whatever. It's just kind of like seeing like the stages, and like, okay,
Mhm.
this is where this shift happened, or this is where that
Yeah.
change happened, or whatever. And so yeah, just going to the bottom and just saying like, oh, wait, there's no manga down here.
Yeah. And you can kind of see the shift too, where it
Yeah,
happened, where I was like, oh, oh,
yeah,
I like this.
yes,
Yeah.
and another dope thing that I learned as well, which I guess now kind of also makes sense with you, mentioning that you grew up in a military family, was I
Mhm.
saw that you spent some time in, was it Thailand,
Yeah.
growing up?
Yeah. Hmm.
So what was that like? Just, well, I guess like leading up to that, like when was that shift, and then how was it? Yeah, just living in a whole different country and stuff.
Oh, okay. So, well, that was not my first time. My
Okay.
dad, we went to Europe, so that was our first tour overseas.
Okay.
Now that one, I was like fourth to sixth grade. I remember it somewhat, but I was on a military base.
Gotcha.
Thailand was completely different. We did not live on a military base. We lived in the what they call the economy. We lived with the people in the apartment. Like I
Uh,
walk outside, there were families everywhere. I went over there when I was 13, turning 14,
mm-hmm.
and I stayed there till I was 18. So I was there for my
Wow.
formative years. Yeah,
Wow.
I spent my formative years there. So all of my ideals and my thought process, it was all developed there. So I do consider that my second home.
Yeah.
I desperately want to go back, but it's not a drive away. So we'll be going soon. My husband and I'm planning to bring, because I want to take him to all the places
Yeah.
that I was, and the places that I lived, and to my school. I went to an international school, probably the best experience that I wish every child could have that experience,
Yeah.
because it really gives you a perspective on, it gives you a worldview, like a
Yeah.
massive worldview. And I mean, I have friends from everywhere. One thing that I think a lot of people ask me about is, how do you make friends, when you get back? And I'm like, no, I don't have any close friends. Like a lot of my friends, they'll go, oh, I got all my friends in, Texas, or I got all my friends in wherever they're going. And I don't have that.
Yeah.
I have maybe one or two people that I met when I got back here, but
Yeah.
I have friends that live in Taiwan. I have friends that live in Japan. I have friends that still live in Thailand. I have friends that are German, Scandinavia, like everywhere. I
Yeah.
have my buddies are everywhere. So it's a weird, unique world, and um, I'm very thankful for social
Yeah.
media because I can
Yes.
stay in contact with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a very, probably the best experience my father could have given us, is moving us there and taking that chance.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
See,
yeah,
like I said, like me scrolling down to the bottom, just like open up a
yeah,
whole nother, you know, uh,
yeah.
just information view. Because honest, because if I wouldn't have done, if I didn't do that or whatever, I don't know if you being being there would have came up naturally in this conversation at any
Who
point,
knows?
probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, and last little question I'm just curious about with that is are you still fluent in any other in those languages and different stuff that you've learned over the years?
No, no. When you get back here,
Mm-hmm.
you do lose it because you don't have to use it.
Yeah.
It's funny because was it last week? I went to a Thai restaurant with some folks,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm such a snob when it comes to Thai food. It's ridiculous, but I
Yeah.
approved of the place. And the lady came over, and I ordered in Thai, and she was like, ah. So she started like going off, and I was like, no, 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 no. And she's like, she said, you'll remember. And then she started speaking to me slowly,
Yeah.
and I start picking it up, and I was like, I do remember. So
That's
I
awesome.
think if at some point that I decide maybe to pick it back up,
Yeah,
I think it will be a little easier. So
yeah,
I was not. I don't want to say I was fluent, but I was able to get around. You know,
yeah,
because English is not widely spoken there. So like, if we wanted to get somewhere, we had to speak Thai. If we wanted to order something, it had to be in Thai.
yeah.
So yeah. So it's
Okay.
crazy you asked that because I just had that experience. I was like, wait a minute, I do remember some things. You know.
Yeah. That is so freaking awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
Like like I mentioned to you before, before we started recording, s- stuff like that is why I enjoy doing my podcast
Yeah.
and talking to people, just because you just never know,
Right. Yeah.
where people have been, what life experiences they have, been through and seen, and things of that nature. So going from there, with we're gonna take a trip down memory lane, if you will.
Sure.
uh your introduction to manga as well as anime, which one did you get into first? And about, like what was the thing that kind of like spurred on your interest in manga anime?
There was this thing called a pandemic. So here I'll go back a little bit.
Yeah,
My husband is an anime. He is a weeb.
yeah,
He's I'm just teaching him all these terms now because I'm learning in the community.
yeah.
But he loves anime. Like, he used to watch it and he'd be, come watch it with me. I tried to watch Naruto with him and I was like, I can't watch this, man. It just didn't appeal to me.
Yeah.
And then I was like, when they had all the fillers, I was like, what does this have to do with the story? What is this plot line about? Like, I'm plot line and what's the he's like, but is this in the story? I'm like, nah. So I never really finished it.
Yeah.
Um Bleach interests me a little
Mm-hmm.
bit more, but he was watching something else, so he didn't watch that. And then he was watching some other things, and I'm like, Dragon Ball Z. He tried to get me into that. I just couldn't stand
Yeah.
it. So I now I'll watch it. I'll sit there and watch it for
Yeah.
hours. I'm into it now. I'm like, how I get to understand the story structures. Anyway,
Yeah.
I was watching Netflix and I saw Beastars. I was like, well, what
Yeah.
is this? I
Yeah.
was like, I'll check it out because it was different
Yeah.
because I had started watching Agretsuko. Agretsuko was probably my
Oh yeah.
introduction into actual anime because before I would
Awesome.
watch, I loved Rick and Morty, like stuff like that that's on
Yeah.
Adult Swim. I
Yeah.
enjoyed that. And then I went over to Agretsuko and then I saw Beastars and I started watching. I was like, wow, this is actually a really good story.
Yeah.
Well, I go to Barnes and Noble for books, and
Yeah.
I slide over to the manga section. I was like, okay, let me look at this. And I saw Beastars. I was like, oh my goodness, there's books to this.
Yeah.
And so I bought volumes 1 through 4,
Nice.
and I couldn't read them. I had no clue how to navigate the
Yeah.
panels, and so I just kind of put it to the side. I finished Beastars, and then I started watching The Promised Neverland. And then I
Mm.
found out there were books to that too. I was like, what? What in the world? So I went and got those. And then I taught myself how to read the panels. And that
Yeah.
that was all during the pandemic. Like, that was last year. Crazy.
Wow.
That I just learned. And so after that I was like, I need more. I need more. And then
Yeah.
I found there was manga tube. I was like, what? So it was just one thing after another. And I started seeing more, manga fans on Instagram. And I was like, this is a world. It's a community. I belong here.
Yes.
So yeah,
Oh wow. So okay, that is very interesting because of there have been other people that I've met and talked to and stuff as well, that are also more recent fans, or more recently got into the medium and stuff. Now, out of curiosity, do you think that you potentially, or that you really didn't like get into it like growing up and stuff with it, just because of living in other countries and stuff? Do you think that might have been a part of it, or you just never
well, I mean,
just?
I lived in Asia. There
Yeah.
was anime and manga there. I
Yeah.
knew I knew about Sailor Moon. I knew about Dragon Ball. I knew about all of those.
Yeah.
Um, I just I was more into reading. Like,
Yeah.
I was a huge Anne Rice fan. I'm a huge Stephen King fan. Like, that was
Mm,
my world. And then I
Gotcha.
discovered Junji Ito, and I was like,
Oh.
and there's pictures, and I didn't have to make my own
Yeah.
visualization of what was going on. He did it perfectly. So that's where that's the kind of, I would read huge thick books, and that's all I wanted to read.
Yeah.
I was that person in a corner, and I could sit there for hours.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Wow. See, so for those watching the video, your collection behind you. Granted, I know, and we'll get to it in a second. That majority of that is like from like the last year or so, but somebody seeing your collection and stuff wouldn't think that oh yeah she's only been into this for a couple of years, just the pandemic. Like, oh
Yeah.
no you've been in it for years. It's like nah.
Mm-mm.
So okay, wow. So
Mm.
okay, so you start getting into the manga and things of that nature. So when did you kind of, and of course somewhere in there as well, you made your Instagram and things of that nature. So then, what was the turning point of you deciding, okay, I want to take the next step and doing a YouTube channel and things like that?
I've always been in love with YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube has been something that I've always wanted to do, but I wasn't always in the situation to do it.
Yeah,
Um, so when I first started YouTube, because this channel was already like established, and I had made videos before.
yeah,
I did a hair channel. I used to have
uh,
my hair was natural, and I used to
yeah,
actually be a product representative for a company called Organics. She's pretty big now,
yeah,
and so I started making videos about Mild Organics. I mean, of course, I had my link. I made my little money off that, and
yeah,
then I would do tutorials on my hair. Before I had locks, and
yeah.
then so that's why I had a YouTube channel. So I was like, you know what, I want to do
Okay,
YouTube again. Then I start seeing, I think the first person I had seen, and I was like, this is really cool, was Captain Ryan. I don't know if you know Captain Ryan, but I was like,
I think I've heard the name. Yeah,
yeah, I said he's pretty cool. And I started looking more. Then I saw Dark Sage, and I was like, ah, yes. Then I was like, these people are not my age. And I was like, I need to do this for people my age and people who look like me, because there
yeah,
wasn't a lot of people who looked like me that was my age. Now I knew I knew Marg was my age,
yeah,
and I was like, but I know that we read too. Black people read manga
yeah,
too. So I was
yeah,
like, I want to be that person that brings that in. Say, hey y'all, come on,
yeah,
let's go, ladies, express yourself. I didn't realize how big our community was because I wasn't seeing it on YouTube.
yeah,
So that was one of the drives for me. And then a kid saw me reading, and he was like, what are you reading? I was like, oh, and he's like, you should put suggestions on YouTube. And I was like, come on now, like,
yeah,
really? He's like, yeah. So another reason was for my kids. So I do have some of my kids do watch. So
yeah.
yeah.
That is so dope. And so okay, and with the manga channel thing, that was I think your first one was what, like February of last year, somewhere in
Yeah.
there. Okay,
Yep.
yeah. So and it's funny that you mentioning about you previously had the hair channel stuff. It reminded me of um my friend Mama Loves Manga.
Hmm.
Just because she, also years back, had hair stuff, whatever. But that okay. Sorry, I'm struggling with the words. Like I said, just because, like I said, just learning all this stuff on the fly.
Yeah, yeah.
but uh, but yeah. So fast forward into now. So you've been doing this for a year now.
Mm.
What do you think? Like
Oh, did I
with
lose you?
no. Can you still hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry, something weird just happened. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, you cool. So, with you being a year and some change in now, how do you feel, or have you been loving it, enjoying it? What has been what has
Man,
been
I
going on?
absolutely love the community. I love this world. I love YouTube. there's so much I want to do, but I haven't had time to plan it. So
Yeah.
when I tell you I have pages and pages of ideas that I want to execute, I'm having too much fun.
Yeah.
It's my outlet.
Yes.
It's my outlet, and I know I've said this before, but it's very important for people to know. Yes, introverts can get in front of a camera and have fun,
Yeah.
and just be happy doing that all day.
Yeah.
Because I mean, just being able to put the other side of you out and be the other side of you sometimes is really nice,
Yes.
and um it's brought me out of some times, like some low times where I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna record it and then watch myself and laugh at myself. Sometimes I don't even put it out.
Yeah.
But I've always had fun. I've always wanted to do something like this. So I'm excited that I found a medium that I want to continue,
Yeah.
or can. I mean, I guess I could throw some lock videos in there or whatever. I don't know, but this is where I want to be right now. I love the community.
Yeah, for sure. And going back to what you was talking about a while ago about you know you at the time not seeing too many people that looked like you. Both like you said, like from age, black, everything in between. That's kind of how I felt as well in a sense when I started. Uh, I started almost like a little bit after you did because I started.
Okay.
I think podcast wise, I started March of last year, but I
Okay.
didn't start doing the YouTube stuff I believe until end of June, July, somewhere in there
Okay. So
and stuff.
you coming
So
around to a year.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And so kind of a similar thing though to where I was searching around on YouTube and at the moment, in that initial moment, wasn't seeing,
Yeah.
to me like, okay, I know we out here, and
Yeah.
stuff. So, but it is so wild, like you said. It's like once you get into the community, then you see, oh yeah, yeah, it's popping up in here. We everywhere, but it's
Yeah.
it's like it's like we're just like passing by, and it's just not bubbling up. But it's like once you get on the inside, then it's like, oh,
Yep.
okay, so I'm not the
Yep.
only one. Which is an awesome feeling because even like with the on the podcast side of things, I've been listening to podcasts well over 10 years, plus at this point.
Mhm.
But it's like, especially with like, anime and manga, stuff like
Mhm.
this, whatever. I didn't know too many, people like us that were
Mhm.
having podcasts and stuff, whatever. But once again, like you
Yeah.
said, these algorithms and how stuff is presented to you,
Yeah.
whatever. But it's like when I had found a couple of people, and then the biggest kicker was, or the biggest turning point was when I came across a Twitter account and website called Black Anime Pods. It,
Okay.
it, it is a whole directory that is nothing but black and people of color that do
Really?
that do anime and manga podcasts. And he, as of now, so the guy that runs the account, his name is Ash. He's from the UK. He
Okay.
just did this year, or he just hit his 2 year anniversary this week. And so I've kind of had the pleasure of working with him here and there over the last year. Of like, hey, when I come across somebody, I DM him the name, and he puts him in the
Yeah.
directory. And currently, I think he's sitting at like, I want to say like 170 or so
Wow.
black anime podcasts. And so when you go to the site or whatever, and you just browsing through,
Yeah.
it is ridiculous like how many
No.
people are in there. And that's how I found so many people that I've met over this last year, was
Mhm.
through that. It's like wait, not only are there people that are doing this,
I
there's
know.
dozens, hundreds of
Wow.
people that are doing this from all walks of life, from all different
Mhm.
parts of the world. And so that is why whenever I get the chance to
Mhm.
champion him and his site, I shout him out, because like I said, it's just one of those like super helpful things
Yeah.
that that is out there. But once again, it's like if
That's
you don't know where to look, you don't know.
right,
um
right.
and stuff. So, but yeah, it was because I think what else? Because I did that for the podcast, but then with the YouTube stuff, I was just stringing along keywords like, okay, uh, black anime YouTuber, black lady manga, just
Yeah,
different stuff,
yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah, and that's when I started coming across. Like, okay, I found one or two, and then sometimes that's enough. You find a couple, and then the algorithm starts acting right,
Yeah.
and then we'll
And then the
start
little
bubbling
mhm.
up some or whatever. But yeah, it is just it has been so awesome. Like I said, just in this 1 year of just everybody that's out there, and the thing, and it's also why it is so important to where even if you're not active on all these platforms, to at least be aware of the different Twitter,
Yeah.
Instagram, TikToks, blah 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 blah, because I've met people on each one that are only on that platform.
Yes, only on one. Yeah. So it's
Yes.
kind of like I don't come here much, but like you said, you have to be aware. And I have accounts on all of them
Yeah.
because I'm trying to see how I can. You can't work them all. It's a lot of work. You have to be
Yes.
jobless and full time YouTube. So we're not there yet. So when we get there,
Yes.
but there's a lot of folks that I saw on TikTok, and I'm like, where did all these people come from?
Yep.
Because I thought our community still, as far as YouTube and social media goes, the manga community is small, and
Hmm.
it's small enough to where if I wanted to go in and get personal with those people, they would,
Yeah.
interact back like, hey, let's talk, and it's still small enough for that, which I love.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to check out that
Black Anime Podcast.
yes, that
Yeah.
that list because I didn't know, I had no clue.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'll hook you up.
Yeah, yeah.
um, but yeah, so one thing I kind of wanted to kind of uh get into next, talking about, like you doing this for a year, and you know more recently, and well, you said a while ago, but even like seeing in your content, how you say how you kind of wanted to kind of branch out and do even more stuff beyond the manga halls and
Hmm.
reviews and stuff like that. uh trying to think how to ask, or or gather my thoughts together. But um but yeah, I guess like what has kind of been the driving force of the thought behind, like, okay, it's time to start transitioning, branching out. What kind of brought is brought that along?
For me, I'm getting bored.
Yeah.
And my husband will tell you if I get bored, then it has to either change or I'm not gonna do it anymore.
Yeah.
It's just this weird nature about me. Like if I'm getting bored, like even at work, I'll tell my bosses, what do you have something else for me to do? I'm getting bored. They're like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay, like it's what
Mm-hmm.
come over here and do this. Cause my mind just like there has to be more to it. So for
Yeah.
me, I'm like, I'm really tired of doing this. One reason why I kind of stuck to a couple different types of videos was I'm trying to practice.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed I've changed formats. It's the
Yeah.
same like talking head, but I've tried to shift things around. How am I gonna do this? I think I'm, better with the scripting and all that stuff. I want to get that part perfected before I move on. So
Yeah.
I think I've
Yeah.
had enough practice to where I'm like, okay, I understand. Okay, this is how much time I need. This is how I need to set up. This is how I need the lighting to look. I have all that ready.
Yeah.
So if I want to adjust it, I think now that things that I want to do, I'm okay. When I'm sitting here and have the light right here, then it's better. So if I'm going to do a skit or something, I need to be like this.
Yeah.
That's just how my brain works. So I was setting it up, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm bored now. I know what I need to know for myself,
Yeah.
for that part, and I'm going to perfect this next level. And
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I mean, if I can do like some like half, I don't think there's half feature movies, but you know,
Yeah.
little like longer skits,
Yeah.
I will do it.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
I get to that point, like I would love to have like little mini movies about
Yeah.
something dealing with, I would love to, taking portions of manga and making my own live actions with just me or
Yeah.
maybe two other people,
Yeah.
just some fun things. I want it to be fun. I want it to be something as big as, I used to watch somebody called Niga Higa. I
Mm-hmm.
absolutely loved him. He was a Japanese American creator,
Mm.
but he started out with just little things.
Yeah.
Next thing you know it, he has like miniature video, like movies, and then
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I love this. So I love the platform for what you could do creatively.
Yeah.
And I wasn't always like into the media type thing, but I think part of me was, and I didn't want to express it because I didn't feel like I fit into that
Yeah.
that kind of category, because I was a quiet reader and
Yeah.
I like to do things, write little essays, stuff like that. But I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe maybe I need to try it now. I'm almost 40,
Yeah.
so it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm just gonna do it. So that's kind of why I was ready to. I'm ready to transition over. She is having. Hey, you hear her?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay, good. Cause she's loud. My dog has a sleep apnea.
Ah. No, no, no. She's fine. Yeah, she's not coming through. Yeah. So yeah, and yeah, I think that's something that some people from like the outside that watch people like you, me, or just content creators in general is just not understanding sometimes like the need to change and adapt, because it's like and I'm pretty sure like we've all seen some people here and there to where it's like they get too buried into one thing and then they're
Yeah,
too afraid to pivot because they're like, well, everybody knows me as the Junji Ito person, or everybody knows me
yeah,
as the One Piece guy or
yeah,
whatever, and then it's like, oh, I also enjoyed Blue Period, but I don't know, I've been doing only One Piece for like 5 years, you know,
yeah,
so because even like with myself, I found myself almost getting pigeonholed into certain areas and stuff unintentionally, just because it was just certain things that I was enjoying doing, like reviewing manga and things like that, and then like on the podcast and stuff here, talking about a lot of like the weekly episodes of anime and
mm,
weekly chapters of manga, which was fine, but some parts of this I recognized, like even like at the end of last year, whatever, is like, okay, I don't need to talk about every chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen every week. Sometimes, hey, I can read it, enjoy it, and I can just say, hey, this week, good, and move on.
right.
I don't need to sit there and try to like read through the chapter and recap and blah 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 blah, and
That's
I'm not feeling it.
exhausting.
Yes,
Yeah, you can't enjoy what you love. That's what
exactly.
I agree. I don't want to get to that point where I'm like, okay, I'm getting this and I'm showing you guys these books, but
Yeah,
I don't want to take the excitement from it, so I'm not going to do this all the time. So I
exactly.
get that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly, and that's kind of where I've just kind of, you know, I started making that shift of like, hey, if feels something that was if a show had a exciting enough episode, sure, I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I might just give it, like I said, just a general and passing, like, hey, this week's
Mm-hmm.
episode of blah 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 was good, and we moving on. Um,
Mm-hmm.
just because I'm like, my podcast isn't a seasonal anime podcast, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get put into that hole of like, oh, Robert's
Yep.
going to talk about every episode of every show every week. I'm like, there's plenty of other awesome podcasts that specialize in
Yeah.
that. Hey, I have some friends over here. Go check them out. I'm not doing that.
Yes, exactly.
And stuff,
Exactly.
and even with the with the manga tuber stuff, when I'm trying to think, who was it? I think it might have been Gemini Manga. I'm pretty sure it was him. Last year when he put me in the manga tuber Discord, he invited me to it.
Mm-hmm.
He had mentioned, she's like, hey, are you in the Manga Tuber Discord? And me myself, I'm like, I wasn't considering myself to be, a manga tuber. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. I talk about manga a lot, but I don't, I didn't necessarily think I classified as that or whatever.
Mm.
And so that was kind of like the first moment of like, initially it was like, oh, okay, hey, I guess I'm doing something enough
Yeah,
to where y'all are seeing me as being part of that section of the community.
mm,
But then, as the months and stuff went on, and I was thinking, I was like, okay, I'm doing these reviews and stuff pretty frequently. Anybody that sees my YouTube and my podcast feed is like, man, Robert be putting these things out, but it's just like manga, 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 manga. And then I'm over here like looking at my PS5 or my Switch or whatever, and I'm like, man, I haven't really played a video game in months, and
yeah,
which that is a part of me that like video games are so integral to me as a person, to who I
yeah.
am. And then
Mm,
it's like, man, I've really enjoyed diving deep into manga over this last year. But then it's like the time I've spent doing all this reading or whatever, I've,
yep.
the gaming and stuff would have kind of, fell to the side as a casualty. And so I was like, what, okay, I want to start shifting things
Mm,
back. And that's kind of why I also started doing more podcast episodes like this where I'm interviewing or just talking with other people, because that's something else
mm,
that I was also enjoying as well, to where I'm like, okay, me doing every week solo, talking about every chapter, every episode, blah 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 blah, we gotta shake things up. And so that's when I started, reaching out to people, building my list of like,
mm.
okay, I have a long list of people. I'm like, okay, hey, I reached out. Just give me a yes if someday you might want to come on,
Yeah, yeah,
and I'll just keep that in my bank, and then it might be next week, it might be 5 months from now. Oh, I'm talking about so and so. Oh, I know Kiki's into
mm,
that, or I have a topic or whatever. Okay, hey,
yeah.
let's bring that person on and do what it do. And so yeah, so that is for anybody that is listening, watching, whatever, that is getting into this stuff, whatever. I always say, do not be afraid to pivot. If you
Mm,
feel yourself getting bored,
yep.
shift, make a move. Yes, it might suck for some people that's watching you and whatever, but hey, do what makes you happy
That's what I was
to
about
do.
to say.
Yes.
That's what I was about to say. I think a lot of times we get so caught up in numbers and YouTube, you forget why you started in the first place, and you're like, I'm not getting the views, I'm not getting the views. But are you happy making the video?
Yeah.
Did you have fun? Did you have fun while you were editing? Did you laugh at yourself? Did you go, oh, I can improve that? Is this a craft that you enjoy doing? If you're just doing it for the views,
Hmm.
which is a part of it, don't get me wrong. Like, we all want people to watch what we made,
Yeah.
but if it's not making you feel good, if you're just putting it out because people like it and you
Yeah.
don't like it, you've already lost. You've already lost your passion. You're not gonna make it. I
Yeah.
feel like. I
Yeah.
just feel like you're gonna be like, I'm done with this. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm over it.
Yep.
If you're not doing it for yourself. And so I know that, I'm gonna put out videos and people are gonna think it's stupid. I might even get my first haters. It'll be great. I can't wait because that means you made it. I'm
Yeah.
ready for you. I am ready but I'm putting out what I'm having fun doing. If I have
Yeah.
fun making that video, if I have fun making that skit, if I have fun doing whatever,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it out. You know,
Yeah.
even with the whole thing with like me putting myself more on the stories, people are like, "You really are showing up?" I was like, "Cause this is what I want to do."
Yeah.
You're gonna see a little bit more in how really goofy I am.
Yeah.
you know, I want to be more personable. I want people to
Yeah.
know me.
Yeah.
It's a community. That's what we're here for.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you gotta do it if you like it. Don't do
Yes.
it just because it's in demand. It's
Yes.
a really hard thing for YouTubers. Yeah.
Exactly. And that you just mentioned something that I was curious about as well. Back when you first kind of started, making the step into, becoming content creator, whether it be, with Instagram and with YouTube, whatever. Uh, what was there ever any, hesitancy as far as like uh putting yourself out there more, like you said, like getting more on the camera, showing who you are and things of that nature.
Absolutely, because I'll say it like this: not a lot of the people that I know personally
Mm-hmm.
know about anything I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
My family knows, and I'm thankful that they encourage me. You know, my mom, my husband, he always buy me stuff. Put that on the video. Like I enjoy that. You know,
Yeah.
my family's always ready. My nieces are always ready to watch my videos. I know I'm gonna get at least 6 views.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
but and they're telling me you need to give yourself more because you're a cool person. I'm like, really? And like there's always this self-doubt. Like,
Oh
are
yeah.
people really gonna accept me the way my family does or the way the people I know closely do?
Yeah.
And I've always been a very closed person,
Yeah.
and I'm wondering if that's just a personality that I built to protect myself.
Yeah.
Like if people saw me on YouTube that work with me, they would be like, are you the same person? I'm being honest here
Yeah.
because it's and so one of my biggest fears was, what if they see me? What if they expect that from me at work? Like,
Yeah.
because my main focus at work are my kids. Like, I can be this way with the students, but when it comes to the adults, I'm like, hey, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go in my corner now and be by myself and be in my secret, my
Yeah.
corner by myself, and even when I start reading stuff or hearing about things like Comey can't communicate, I'm like, do I have social anxiety? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, and this is who I am? Did I create this person? So definitely, I was like, I can't have people find out about me. I can't,
Yeah.
only my manga tube friends know how excited I am over this, and
Yeah.
um, but so it took a little while, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking maybe around I want to say Christmas time
Mm-hmm.
when we did the whole little Christmas exchange thing is when
Mm-hmm.
I actually kind of finally came out of my shell because I had to communicate outside of Instagram with other people.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, all right. And so the more I saw it and the more you guys, like everyone from the community, you guys are always like, oh, you pumping me up. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
these people, they don't know me. I'm not really like this. No, I'm just kidding. But I really appreciate it. It's mostly the encouragement from y'all that kind of made me say, you know what? They accept me.
Yeah.
They think the way I am is okay. I'm gonna give them more,
Yeah.
and that's kind of how it is. That's why I started doing more because I was afraid. I
Yeah.
was like, I can't do this. I'll put stuff up and I'll delete it, or
Yeah.
I'll start and I'll delete it. I'm like, nope. So
Yeah.
that's yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that is definitely a you talking about like having that support, like you said, like both from family and stuff that you live with and that as well as people within the community that you have met and stuff. Because I'm pretty much in similar boat as you, to where I've had so many times and moments where I'm like, I don't know what da 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 da, and same thing. My wife, she'll be like, hey, you should go to such and such event,
Yep.
or hey, you should because it'll be stuff that we'll see in the store, like you should get that and talk about that on your podcast, or on your
Yep.
channel and stuff like that. Cause one of the biggest pushes that she gave me last year was she had surprised me with tickets to anime Dallas. That was my first
Okay.
convention I had ever been to. Which is kind of wild when people find out that I live here in the Dallas area, and we get
Mhm.
freaking conventions like every
Y'all have
month.
all kind of stuff. Yeah, y'all have all kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yes, and so cause even people that I met when I was in college, that's like in East Texas, when they found out, oh, Rob, okay, they knew I lived up here. They was like, wait, you haven't been to Acon, you haven't been to da 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 da, and they've been to it more than me, and I live practically down the street from some of these places
Yeah.
and stuff. And so yeah, last year she gave me, hey, surprise, here you go,
Wow. Yes.
and
Yes.
that was a very big step for me, as far as like, okay, I'm out here, and like you said, I'm kind of like, Okay. Oh, that looks
Can I
cool.
interrupt you really quickly?
Yeah.
Can I interrupt you? Congratulations, sir. Now we're talking about conventions. Excuse me? I was like, we are talking about that on the podcast or this interview, whatever we're calling it.
Yeah.
Man,
Thank you.
man, where are your flowers, sir? Congratulations. That is awesome. I don't know if I can do that. Oof. But congratulations. That is awesome. I wish I could come. I wish we could all come and just like, hey, just have questions. That is
thank,
awesome, man.
thank you so much for that. Cause yeah, honestly, it still seems so surreal, and probably will feel that way until I am on stage in that moment in a couple of weeks. But and just for anybody that might have missed the news and stuff, what Keke is referring to is that in 2 weeks, on Sunday, June 19th, Father's Day, of all days, on Father's Day at 3 p.m., I will be doing a panel at Fan Expo Dallas.
Insane. That is awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, like I mentioned before, when they had reached out to me a couple months ago, which that alone has been just like stressful in a sense of like
Mm,
sitting on this information of hey, this might be happening, this might be in the works, and not telling many people. There was a couple of people I
mm,
mentioned vaguely that I might be doing something with it, that I need like some advice and tips on some stuff. But yeah, like sitting on that for like a month or two. Um, but yeah, I'm excited, and I'm trying to still myself, because this is it is definitely going to be a moment. Uh, just because of the fact of like, hey, I've only been doing this for a little over a year, and this opportunity has come along, and so once I got confirmation that it was happening, I was already kind of like looking at the calendar of like, okay, wait, what else is going on this year? Let me see if I can get some more. Even if I don't do any more panels, then press access, because
yeah.
once again, kind of a little bit like what you mentioned earlier, just like being more
That's
sure of yourself
yeah.
is there is, I think sometimes, and I've definitely been guilty of this, is like sometimes there is that unknown factor, which a lot of it is just because the information isn't out there, but a lot of
Mm,
times there is that perception that like, hey, you need to be doing this for X amount of years, you need to have X amount of following, and so on, so on, so on. So
yeah.
before you can do a press event or do a panel or this and that or whatever. And here I am, I'm barely a year, a little over a year, and I get decent traffic, but I ain't
Yeah.
I ain't you know topping the charts and stuff. But the fact that I got on somebody's radar
Yeah.
somewhere,
You're doing something right. Yeah.
yeah, and so it is something to, I'm like, okay, be more confident in yourself, be more confident in what you do. And with that being said, I have to give a shout out to, and this is something that I've just also just been learning, just seeing others in the community, um, the awesome group of ladies, from a podcast called Past Present Future Podcast. It is a
Okay.
podcast with four black women that cover anime and manga. They've only been doing this for maybe about 6 months or so, whatever, and
Okay.
they've been rocking it. They've already got panels. They've been getting press access. They just got their stuff is playing on a radio station somewhere. I think is it in
Okay, ma'ams.
somewhere, but stuff like that. But that has been like a prime example for me
That is
of,
super encouraging. Like that
yes,
is massively encouraging. Yeah.
yes, of the fact of like, some of the self that I had of myself, like, I've only been doing this for a year, da da
Yeah.
da da,
Yeah. I
because
don't know enough. I don't have an yeah, that's
and and
yeah.
and I
Sorry,
learned
excuse me. Oops.
and I learned firsthand from them on a couple of things. One of them was a couple months ago. I was talking with one of them about we looking at DreamCon and stuff because I've missed
Mhm.
all the times for the tickets, sold out, the site glitches,
Uh,
whatever, which sucks because I've said it a million times, sound like a broken record, but it super sucks because I literally live 15 minutes from where it's gonna be at. but so I was talking with one of them and they were like, "Hey Rob, did you try to apply for press access?" And I was like, no, because I see on the
yeah.
site they're like, oh, you gotta be doing it for X amount of time, have X amount of followers, blah 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 blah. So I'm like, clearly I don't meet those qualifications.
Mm,
Then so I was like I gave up. To be honest, I gave up. I was like, I'm not even gonna try to
mm,
pursue it because I know I don't fit the criteria.
yeah. Sure.
Tell me why a few weeks or maybe a month later, I see them post an image like, hey, confirmation, we got press access to DreamCon.
You should have just tried. Ah! Don't you hate that? I'm like, oh, I should have just tried.
Yes, I was like, congratulations, but I was like, oh no.
Ah!
So,
I am the type, I am that person too, and that's so funny because I would be like, my husband would be like, babe, just try, just apply. I'm like, no, these stipulations is what they lay down. I don't fit any of those. He's like, just try, and I'm like, so this year,
yeah,
sir, Robert, you like to be called Robert or Rob?
either or, either or.
Look, man, we gonna try.
Yes,
We need to apply for things. You already got your panel. We gotta try. I'm encouraged now. I'm like, you know what? Because I'm ready to just do. You know,
yeah,
I'm ready to just do. So when you posted, I was like, I mean, I went and told my husband. I didn't even congratulate you on. I don't think I congratulate you on Instagram because I went and told my husband. I was like, "Hey, babe, so cool. He's on a panel." And now he's like, "Who is this person?" I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, you know him." He was like, "Oh okay." And I was really excited. I was over here really excited for you. So
thank you.
yeah, I had to make sure I said that. So I'm glad you brought up cons and things like that.
Yes, yes, and thank you again so much. And like we just said, hey, apply, shoot your shot, cause
Shoot your
you
shot.
never
Yes.
know, and with and that is across the board, whether it be trying to get a panel, press access, collaborating with somebody, cause same thing. I've gotten on a couple people like Mama Loves Manga and Dark Sage. I've had them both on. They've both been doing this for way longer than I have and have, way bigger followings. And so I was like, hi, I'm Robert. Dad needs to talk. You want to do something with me? I was like, oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so stuff like that just been encouraging. And another bit of advice I'll toss out there, because I'm pretty sure I mentioned it sometime a long time ago or whatever, but um, search around both local stuff within, and this is both to you, Keke, as well as anybody that's listening and watching. Local stuff, both your city, state, whatever,
Mm,
for opportunities to get your name out there more. Because last year, sometime I was, people know, for those who don't know or forgot, my day job, I work in IT. And even before I was in IT, I've always been known as like the researcher of my friend group. So I'm always
mm,
searching, doing this and that or whatever. So one day last year, I went on just like just went down a rabbit hole of just searching for just different stuff, like different keywords of like, okay, podcast Texas, podcast Dallas, black podcast this, black podcast that, da, 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 da.
mm,
And just seeing what all stuff pops up, whatever.
mm,
There is a local site here in DFW. I think the site is called I think it's do214.com, and they specialize in big attractions for the Dallas Metroplex. Like, hey, you looking for the best places to go get food, entertainment, yada
okay.
yada yada. I'm like, okay, so I'm browsing through the site or whatever, and they had a section for podcasts. It's like, hey, local podcasts in the DFW area. So I'm like, so I'm like searching around or whatever. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So found out, I found the contact of somebody from the site or whatever. I shot them an email. I was like, hey, well, what is the process to get my stuff up there, and he was just like, all
Yeah.
right, hey Rob, nice to meet you. Checked out your podcast. He was like, hey, just send me a link to your stuff. Whatever image you want to use for the thing, or whatever, and we get you taken care of. And,
Wow.
and within a couple of weeks, he reached back out. He's like, all right, hey, you're good to go. And I went to the site, and it's there.
Wow.
Now every so often, because of and this is where the the analytics and all that stuff, looking at the numbers, come into
Mm-hmm.
play. Because every so often I'll come across when I'm looking at my stuff, whatever, for my website, for all my stuff, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it'll show you, okay, hey, this person that came to your site came from Twitter, Instagram, da 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 da. Every month I get at least like a couple of people showing, oh, you had a couple people that came here via this. So and stuff like that. That is why I always, just out of curiosity, depending on the person, the situation, or whatever, I'll sometimes ask people like how they found me, because I had a guy had emailed me a couple of weeks ago, and he was just like, hey, I'm trying to get into this stuff, came across your stuff, whatever. I'm also a dad. I
Yeah.
do anime, manga, game, blah 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 blah. And so, we chit chat or whatever. And so eventually I was like, out of curiosity, where did you find me at or whatever? And he mentioned that site.
Wow.
He said, oh, I was searching for, which another thing, I found out he's also in the area too. So, but
Man, that's insane.
yeah. And so he said that he was just Googling Dallas podcast or
Yeah.
whatever string of words, came
Mm-hmm.
across that website, saw me,
Interesting.
and now we're connected and chit chat and stuff, whatever. So, like I said,
I'm
just
sure we have. Yeah. I'm in the what we call it over here. I can't even think. The DMV. That's
yeah,
terrible. I couldn't even think of it. So I know we have stuff over here
yeah,
all the time. Like
yeah,
we have a big community, so I'm probably gonna look into that. I mean, I've got my work cut out. I have 8 weeks of nothing, man.
yeah,
Nothing but creating. I'm excited,
yes.
so I'm
So
gonna look into that. So thanks for that tip,
yes,
y'all. Get
so
on that. That is awesome.
yes, so yeah, so definitely, like I said, just look in those corners of the internet that people don't normally look, because like I said, like me finding
Yeah.
that or whatever, like I said, it was just me just sitting there for hours, just random string of keywords, boom, this came up, and here you go, now I'm on the website. um and so yeah, so enough
That's
of
great.
my little side tangent. I do want to mention though, because with you talking about with you having this time now for the summer, having the time off to kind of just like be able to just create. Um, well, I guess not even just on the creation side, just in general, having the time during the summer. Like, how has that been, and like how many years have you been like within the school system where you have the summers and stuff off?
So I have been working with the school system. I want to say since 2017.
Mm-hmm.
It's been like 5, 6 years, something like that. Um, to be honest, I worked every summer.
Okay.
I always got a summer job somewhere, so it
Okay.
was always part time.
Yeah.
And but this is one of the first, or I wasn't like doing classes. So this is one of the first years I've never done anything. So
Gotcha.
this is gonna be a new experience for me because I'm usually doing something. And years before that, I worked with the Boys and Girls Club, so I always had summer
Mm,
programs. I was
yeah.
always, doing something. So
Yeah.
this will be the first time that I actually took that
Yeah.
full 2 months off. I mean, if you're not including the pandemic, but I still did work during that time
Yeah.
because I had that offsite job. So I really can't say. I'll find out
Yeah.
this time how if I get super bored or if I keep myself engaged in everything enough,
Yeah.
which I think I have plans to because I do have plans to take other little courses on my own. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's something called a registered behavior technician. My end goal is to become a BCBA,
Mm-hmm.
board certified behavior analyst. I want to work with kids in the social emotional world, so I'm taking courses for that. And
Mm-hmm.
I also want to get into copywriting. I know
Mm.
that's like a whole nother world. It's kind of in the
Yeah.
same world as marketing and things like that. So I'm taking some copywriting courses. So I am a little like I have things that I'm going to be doing,
Yeah.
but I'm also going to be trying to make different videos, get out the house and do different things. And so we'll see how occupied I can keep myself
Yeah.
on the fun side, stuff
Yeah.
that I want to do, not that I have to do. I don't have time crunch, nothing, So
Yeah.
I think it'll be good.
Yeah. Good. And real quick, cause speaking of giving flowers, congratulations on your graduation.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Oh my goodness, it was
Yes.
rough.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
like I said, congratulations on on uh, finishing that, and heading off, or I guess just seeing what your next adventure and stuff is gonna be.
Amen.
Um. So I'm trying to think what else was something I wanted to ask you about. My brain, my brain. While I'm trying to think of that, what has been some stuff that this been occupying your time as far as like reading or watching? What stuff have you this caught your interest recently?
Okay. All right. Look, this is I took a deep breath because this is a list. I have a terrible habit of reading a bunch of stuff at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will say it like this. The thing that has really caught my attention is Tokyo Revengers.
Mm,
I absolutely love Tokyo Revengers. I took a weekend and watched the whole anime, like the
yeah.
first season. And then I'm reading it now,
Yeah.
which I've read past the anime. So I'm like, oh my goodness, second season coming out this year. I cannot wait.
Yes.
I just love it, and it's one of those things that's kind of weird to me because of the age group that these people are.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, these are not middle schoolers. And then I go to work. I mean, I work in high school, but they're the same age
Yeah.
kind of. And I'm looking at them. I'm like, there's no way. And I'm like, okay, this is not reality. You need to calm down. This is a made up story.
I
But then I'm
know.
like, are they capable of forming something?
I
Oh,
know.
not these kids.
Not.
You have a middle schooler, right? So like a middle school age.
Yeah,
Can you?
they're going to middle school now. Yeah, it is.
Can you?
Yeah, it's weird thinking about that stuff sometimes. Like, I don't know
Right,
and stuff.
right.
So,
And what else am I reading? Oh, Doro.
oh yeah,
Absolutely loving Doro. As far as anime right now, I've been watching One Piece. Like that's the kind of my go-to now since I kind of like binged Tokyo Revengers.
mm-hmm.
Um, my husband's trying to get me on Demon Slayer. I just haven't. I feel like maybe it was a little too overhyped for me, so I want to watch it when nobody's watching it. Cause
Yeah, yeah,
you know what I mean. I want to watch it on my own.
yeah,
Um, but I not really very much. This summer I have a lot to read,
yeah.
so there'll be more. There'll be
Oh
more
yeah,
updates. But those two series right now are probably my biggest ones, like the ones I go back and forth to, and Bleach. Like those three are the ones that I'll rotate more.
yeah,
Like the other ones, I'll kind of put them in there, but those three are always on rotation.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So okay. I know what else I wanted to mention to you about because I was bringing this up earlier, but so you doing this for a year, the manga collecting side of things. I was like, we haven't even talked about that part. So first of all, do you know how many you have in your collection currently?
I do.
Well, give me the number.
You ready? I think it was somewhere around 764.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. I know. I went insane. But I will say that I learned a little later how to find deals.
Yeah,
I suffer from FOMO,
yeah,
fear of missing out.
yeah,
So I was like, I gotta have this. What if it goes away? Because I started to notice that people were like, oh, these are out of print. I'm like, what does that mean?
yeah,
And then I was like, wait, they don't come back? And they're like, no. And I'm like, oh no. So my brain's like, I have to get it now. I have to get it now. I have to get it now. Now I'm learning, okay, companies, Viz Media, it's
yeah,
gonna come back out at some point
yeah,
within the next 10 years. Maybe 5 years. I'll say
yeah,
it's gonna come back out.
yeah,
Certain things like Vertical, certain places they don't print out more. Dark Horse, they don't print a lot at a time.
yeah,
sometimes they'll eventually come back. Berserk is gonna come back, I feel like.
Yeah.
So I started to learn that a little later. So I've
Yeah.
slowed down.
Yeah.
I've slowed down a little bit more. Like you saw last haul, I only had 12 volumes.
Yeah.
And now I'm starting to do digital. So I'm getting smarter. So it took a year
Yeah.
of that. And then I spent a lot of money. And I'm a collector by nature. I have
Yeah.
a very impressive sneaker collection. And I didn't collect any sneakers last year. So
Okay.
my husband's like, okay, you shifted over. And yeah, I buy, like, if I want the sneakers, I buy. So I've shifted. So it was okay. And so I think if I'm honest, I may have spent less on manga than I did on my sneakers because I love my shoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sneakers. You know how much they cost.
I,
So
I am aware. My wife is a big sneakerhead. I'm like,
is she a sneakerhead? Yep.
yep,
Me and her
yep,
need to talk. Yeah,
yep,
I'm a huge. I love my sneakers. So it was a better shift,
yeah,
for me. I think it
yeah,
was safer. So now going into this year, I think I'm going to be a little bit better. I'm going to know what I already told. So I told HVL Manga, I said I'm going to curate
yeah.
my collection and really keep things that I'm actually going to read again and not just buy it just because. And so I'm learning.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the the combination of, like you said, like with the fear of missing out, being new to the space, not knowing how certain things go, like you just said, and also just being in the community in general kind of creates this frenzy of like, oh, I'm seeing everybody posting about this. Okay, I need to go buy it too. And then next thing you know, it's like, okay, I still got stuff that I bought this time last year. I still ain't even opened up and read
Ready.
it. And then
I
it's
haven't even read it
like,
yet. Mhm.
and then they're like, like, it's been days where I'm like, man, I'm little bit short on man. I wish I had a couple extra bucks for lunch today. And like I'll like look at that volume of manga like,
Eat that book. I'm going to eat that book.
But granted, that has also been the flip side too, to where like I'll be, out and about. I'm like, maybe I'll stop and get me something for lunch, and I'm like, am I gonna spend $10 on lunch? That's a manga volume. No, I'll pass on lunch. Let me go.
That's so
Let me
bad.
just go. Let me
It's not
go
bad.
read.
You know what you value.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Cause I'm like, cause the funny thing, like how I guess kind of like how I think of it sometimes is like, you have a meal, you have a manga. Let's say they're both around 10, $15. You might consume them both fast, but then I'm like, but the manga, I can consume again. The food, hey, it's gone, and bye bye. Oh, it tasted good in the moment, but now I got to spend another $10
Yep.
to taste it again. Whereas manga, okay, I bought it once. I can read. I can go back to it as many times
Yeah.
as I want. So,
And I can actually savor it. I can go through it. It
yes,
was funny that you mentioned that. My husband at some time he told me he was like, you guys have like Brazilian rodigios where you go and they serve you all the meat and they won't stop. You
yep,
know how much those places cost. And he's like, hey, do you want to go to one? I was like, nah. I said, well, I said, I kind of, I want to buy this. Is what's coming out. And I said, that's a whole 5, 6 volumes, man. I said, I'm good. He said, really? I said, yeah, we can go home and watch anime and eat some hot dogs. Like let's spend time in a place in our own
yep,
home. Why do we need to do that? I do sacrifice things if
yep,
I know a series is coming out that I want because, like I said, I'm shifting what I'm paying for and different things, getting a little smarter,
yeah, yep,
and not that kid in the candy store anymore. Because that's like I told you earlier, I was just like, yeah, this is fun, and I think I had like one Funko Pop. Now I'm getting like figures, and
yeah,
it seems like it's all together. And then I got a Switch.
yeah,
It's part of the community too. Like it's like all of but I love all of it. I've always
yeah,
loved games and stuff like that. I've always loved little figures. So I was like, might as well get the figures that go with my manga. That's
yep,
that's perfect. So
yeah.
it's been an adventure. I absolutely love it though. It really my favorite time is when I go manga shopping. Like I'm in another world.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Going into a bookstore of any sort, I
Yeah.
also find that it's kind of like my peaceful place, to where it's like, so
Mhm.
you know what, especially me here, all these kids running around.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, I'm like, you know what, Dad's gonna go for a ride. Um, and luckily because of where I live, I am spoiled with options of
You
there.
guys have, oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah. Aside from like the bigger stuff, like the Barnes and Nobles and you know
Mm.
Books a Million. That is one that I see very frequently because the Books a Million on my side of the Metroplex, it is
Mm.
at a mall that my kids have
Mm.
basketball practice at. So my
Prime location.
my wife has gotten used to it now to where sometimes okay when I'm okay because she keeps up with the schedules and stuff for practice way better than me. So I'm like, okay, hey, who's anybody got practice today? Da, 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 da. Oh yeah, so and so got practice, whatever. I'm like, all right, I got it. And she's like, are you going to you supposed to go buy somewhere? I was like, no, I'm trying to support my baby, but yeah, but and plus with with my older group of kids, I can all right, hey, see you in an hour, drop them off, they'll go do their thing,
Yeah.
whatever, and I can go to the mall, spend that hour or so, whatever, just in there,
Mm.
just browsing around, and then same thing with freaking half price books. I think there is like
I wish. Oh my gosh. We don't have that up here.
I'm trying to think because I had told somebody the number uh a while back. It's well into the double digits. Cause I did not know until somebody had pointed out that the I guess the original half price bookstore is here in the DFW area.
I probably y'all have everything. Y'all have a Kino. Y'all have half price.
Yeah, got
Books of me. Y'all have a. I've seen where the crazy thing is I know their names. Jerry and his wife with me, and when
mm-hmm.
Sage goes out, I'm like, man, they have so many stops. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so nice out there. I my mom lives in the area, and I'm like, you gotta go to the store for me. She's like, okay.
Yeah, so
Well, I'll get her out there one day.
looking at the map at a glance, we have minimum 15 half price books in the
Good
Metroplex.
grief.
And I
I
and I've only been to maybe I've been to under 10 of them just because some of them are on the other half that I haven't ventured out to whatever, but which I didn't know, which it never dawned on me to like, oh, let me just Google and see if there's more, because there was always the same one I would go to, and I'm like, they selection wasn't too much. And
mm,
then through being in this community or whatever, I'm like, oh yeah, Google, let me look at the map. And the day I found out that there is so many right also in like, oh, same
dang,
distance I go to
yeah,
that one, just the opposite direction, I
yeah.
found so many gems and stuff, whatever. But yeah,
That's what
just
I
just
need. Yeah.
just going into those places, it is definitely kind of like therapeutic. That's the word I was looking for a while ago.
Therapeutic. Yes.
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 Um,
100%.
just
One.
being able to do that, and it's one of those things of why I tell people, when people are like, why do you want to buy all this and just read online, it's like, because for one, granted, I'll say I wasn't necessarily like that bad of a no physical reader or whatever, but I was also like, I can just read it online. What's the
Yeah.
difference? But last year, when I bought, the first two books that I bought physically was Volume One of 20th Century Boys,
Mm.
and then Book Five of Vinland Saga. Those are the first two things I bought. Um, and when I read them, it was just a different feel to it,
Yeah.
and I have come across so many series because I physically went to the stores and I'm
Mm.
browsing the shelves, seeing what is there.
Right.
Because you can only see and get exposed to so much online, because you know you kind of have your general series or genres that you're
Right.
into, and that's kind of what not necessarily like that you don't want to find other stuff, but sometimes that's all you see is, oh,
Stick.
okay,
Yeah.
all right, well, yeah, I guess, okay, yeah, I enjoy reading, Naruto and One Piece and the typical stuff, and then there's a whole other world out there, and that is one
Yeah.
thing that I love about going to the store and make sure that I have the time, because I'll
Mm-hmm.
comb those shelves a million times over. I'm pretty sure, and I'm pretty sure that's like for all of us within the community.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure an employee's probably like they have went by that one spot like 15 times. I'm pretty sure you probably saw what
In
you
one
saw,
trip. It's nope.
but I can't
I
tell
gotta go
you
through.
how many times I've like, okay, I'm looking in the C's, for example. I've gone through there multiple times, but then that fifth time, oh, I didn't see that.
Catches your eye. Yes. And then
Yes,
you pull it out and you look at the cover, you're like, this cover is great.
yes,
It's it's just different. People
yes,
is very different. And
yes,
that's why I told somebody I would never, I don't think I will ever go fully digital. Like I'm gonna look at, some digital
yeah,
and try it out, but I can't. Like I love the feel of a physical book. That's just
yes,
it's a thing. It's a it's a thing we
yes,
have.
yes, exactly.
I feel like you can enjoy the art more too. I mean,
Yes,
I don't know. It just looks. I don't know. I just feel like you can. Maybe it's all in my head.
yeah. But there is that. Yeah, I do agree with you. I do feel like there is that that extra level of appreciation
Mhm.
for it, having it, physically in your space. But like we both said earlier, it's also like a slippery slope of
Huh.
knowing to like, hey, you got to put some restraints on yourself or some limits, and that's
Yeah.
everything from like, hey, making sure your budget's right. But budget
Yeah. Yeah.
yourself. Don't just buy, and then it's
I have
like,
ideas for a
oh,
video for that. Yeah.
uh, because
'Cause-
yeah, because I'll mention just real quick, because like a couple months ago, I think it was when I did my February haul. It was my biggest haul I've ever done. All these manga, I had hundreds I had bought, and then now in hindsight, kind of come down off of the book high.
mm,
Which, speaking of that, I wonder if somebody out there got a channel called a book high. If you don't, hey, whoever out
it
there,
might
free name for you, free name for
start your
you.
channel now.
Yeah,
Get out there. You know you want to do it.
but
This
it's
is your
like,
push. You got a
yes,
name and everything.
it's like some time has passed, and then I like looked at my shelf sometimes, and I'm like, I know I'm never gonna read this. Like I was in half price books, and I'm like, oh, I've never seen this, never heard of it. Looks interesting. All right, I'm gonna buy it, which is fine for some stuff. And I have
Yeah.
found some gems that way, but it is also some stuff to where it's like sometimes you have to take that moment, like, all right, let's slow down and let's think about this.
Yeah. Yeah.
you
I
know,
think I'm trying to see. I think most of everything. I do have some things that I bought off. What's that website called? It's kind of like half price books, but it's like
Makari,
really not
no.
Macari. Um, in stock trades maybe.
Hmm.
It might have been them because they had stuff like really cheap, and I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm buying all this stuff. And that is when I bought which people like it, the plus size elf, and
Oh
I
yeah.
bought something else, a whole bunch of stuff. I have long sold it, but I just bought it because it was cheap and it was manga, and I was like, ah, yeah, this is all
Yeah.
cool. And never read any of it. Never read any of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So, but it is all lessons learned along the
mhm.
way, and I'm a but before we kind of wrap things up, I do kind of just want to ask you, um, you know, having this moment in time of looking back, and also another giving your flowers. Also, congratulations on your 800 subs milestone as well. That you
Thank you
recently
very
hit on
much.
YouTube. Looking back on the last year of you doing, the manga collecting and just the whole content creation stuff in general, what has kind of been your takeaway, some positives that have come out of it, and then also some like, okay, let's do that differently going forward, like some lessons learned.
Okay. I mean, I think if we're looking at actual content creating, I
Mm-hmm.
think it has been an outlet.
Mm-hmm.
I've found out that I'm more expressive and I have more to put out than I thought I did.
Yeah.
I found that people watch me, like that's cool. I think the
Yeah.
first time somebody goes, I can't wait for your video. I'm like, you can't? Like,
Yeah.
wow. Like, I've had some really emotional times. Like, I think the biggest one is making the friends in this community. It's
Yeah.
it's it's insane. Like, there's a whole lot of people out there
Yeah.
that are just like me, that like the same things as me. We don't need to like see each other every day, but when we do, we're like, yeah, let's talk about this, and this, and we talk about other things too. That has been the biggest prize that I've received, the biggest gift I've received.
Yeah.
So that part is amazing. I would have never met anybody like, if I come down there, I'm like, bro, me and the family, you and the family, we're gonna go do something,
Yeah.
because it's crazy how you can meet and trust people, and we just go out somewhere, talk, go manga shopping, video, whatever.
Yeah.
I feel confident enough to do that with some of the people that I met in the
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
Um, as far as negative, I think just wishing that I had more time.
Yeah.
Um, I want to do more. I want to put out more. We've had our little drama. It was fun to watch because I like to stay in the background of drama. And I
Yeah.
was like, wow, we really had our little fight. That's good. That's a community thing. That's part of it.
Yeah.
I think I haven't really seen too many nasty sides of people.
Yeah.
So it's more of me just wishing I had more time, wishing I had more space, wishing I had gotten into this earlier.
Yeah.
Um, and most of the discouragements coming from me, not from anybody else. So
Yeah.
me, I need to get my mind right and go, you know what? You're okay. You're
Yeah.
doing it. Just be you. You
Yeah.
know. So not too many negatives. I haven't
Yeah.
had any negatives yet. Thank goodness. Knock on some wood. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it
I'm
hasn't been that bad. Yeah.
yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat. Like referring to like with the the drama or whatever that mess
Yeah.
was, because for one, a lot of that stuff I missed because well, not that long, but some months back, I muted Discord just because
Yeah.
I got into too many Discords, and it was
Oh my
just
goodness. Yes.
too much.
You.
Cause
It's
yeah, cause I
it's too much.
honestly, a big thing that I did recently when I took my little break for a few weeks, whatever, is that I muted pretty much all social media stuff. Period.
That's
Um,
good.
I have a couple like specific things. Like I have like my Twitter DMs. I have where that would still bubble up just because I know if somebody's messaging me on that or whatever, okay, it's something I need, I can be aware of, and I'm not getting a million DMs, and stuff like that. So it's like, oh, okay, that's bubbling up to the top. All right, let me see
Yeah.
what's going on there. But yeah, it's like some of that other stuff, whatever. It's like half a day or more than passed by, and I happen to see somebody's response video or whatever, and I'm like, wait, what happened? It's like that
It's
what is
so
that
good.
that Mr. Krabs meme where it's like he's like the blurry vision all around him and stuff, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so I'll go look in the Discord and I'm like scrolling through, and I'm like, okay, sure, whatever,
Just move. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So which
It.
you have to
Yeah.
do in this space, whatever, is like, hey, just do your thing, and move on, because which that's why I understand some people, they post their content and they log out.
You don't. You don't see
They,
them.
yeah, cause
Yeah.
I have some people to where they'll post a video and I'll almost watch it immediately and like comment, but then it'll be like days or weeks before they like will
Yeah.
respond or whatever, and it's like, oh, that's because they have written, okay, hey, I recorded the thing, I put it out to the world, I shared it on my social media. All right, bye, see y'all whenever I
And
see
I'm
y'all.
moving on to the next. Yeah.
Yeah,
Moving on and
um,
doing something. It's so. I think it's healthy.
yeah,
I think it's healthy to do that because sometimes we can become a little obsessed with that, and
yes,
we put stuff out and we're like, who watched me or who did. No, just put it out there. And that's why I started even now when you asked me earlier about being confident about putting stuff on Instagram.
Hmm.
I'll put it on there and just
Yeah,
put it on there and put my phone down because I'm not deleting it. I already put it out there.
yeah,
It's a done deal. It'll do what it'll do.
yeah,
And if they, respond, whatever, if they don't, whatever, I did it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's a good place to be. And taking those breaks is so good.
Yes,
Especially if you're not just communicating with people and hanging out. It's a good to take a break from creating if that's
yes,
what you need.
yes,
That's what you need. Yeah.
yes. Yeah, that is definitely something that I encourage everybody to do. That's something that I admire from other people in the community because
Yeah.
like Mama loves manga. She'll dip in a heartbeat. Like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go be a mom or do some
Yeah.
other stuff. I'll see
Yeah.
y'all when I see y'all, or even like uh some podcast friends I have that are also here in DFW called the Kame House.
Hmm.
Hey, in end of last year they put up an episode like at the end of November or whatever, first week of December. It was, all right, we'll see you next year. In a couple months,
Yeah.
whatever. And matter of fact, it was somebody a month ago when I was kind of like getting my stuff prepped to take my little mini hiatus or whatever. Uh, they had put up a post that was like, hey, we all got life stuff going on, so we're gonna be taking a break. I'm expecting to see like a few weeks, a couple months. They was like, hey, we are done for the year. We'll see y'all in 2023. I was like, what?
Wow.
But hey,
Okay. Well, hey.
you know,
Okay. Yeah. Take
kudos
care of
to
business. Yeah.
kudos to them for knowing themselves, and that's
Yeah.
like, you know what, hey,
Mm.
we need to go handle business. We'll
Yeah.
see y'all when we see y'all, type of thing. Whereas like even myself, like even me being away for those few weeks, I wasn't like 100% gone. I was still lurking here and there.
Yeah.
I did better about not being in the apps all day and stuff, but I still kind of lurked. I like to
So
post here
important.
and there, you
Yeah.
know, but it was definitely something to where I'm like, okay, yeah, this needs to be something that I need to schedule into, my thing. Like,
Yes.
okay, hey, every couple months or however frequently, whatever, take a break.
Step
It is
back.
it is
Yeah.
okay. You know,
Yes.
the
I
the
think
manga you're gonna review will still be there for you to review
it
when you
will
come
still
back.
be there. You can post it whenever people will look it up if they're just getting into manga. It's a rotating thing. Like it's never.
Yes.
I don't think it'll go away. People always will be new to Attack on Titan. You can
Yeah.
put that video out, and somebody down the line is going to be
Yep.
new. Like me, I was new to it after it had been out for years.
Yep.
Someone's always gonna. So, like you said, put it out when you put it out. It's
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
It is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah. So with that, like I said, just I guess the big key phrase and theme to everybody out there is, hey, just be encouraged, be confident, and take care of yourselves. Like I said, like from hey, taking
Yes.
breaks and just everything in between that kind of comes with that and stuff. So I'm trying to think if that I have anything else I wanted to pick your brain about. Uh, but before we hop off, but one thing I will definitely say is that we would definitely be doing this again
Absolutely.
at some
Absolutely.
point.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I definitely enjoyed talking to you today, and oh, I definitely have to give a shout out to your vlog you and Mr. Vibes did. And that was like another one of those moments to where when I remember seeing when you had asked like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this,
Yeah.
would y'all be interested? I was like smashing yes, 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 yes. Put the video out. Like that what's that gift from Star Wars where it's just like more.
Yeah. I got a really good response. I was very shocked and I was like, okay, we do have another one planned. It's just getting, us lined up.
Yeah,
He is so busy, like me. Like we're always everywhere. He's very, very out extroverted. Like he's like, go talk to the people and meet with the people. I have this group of friends I'm gonna go hang out with. And when we're at home, we're just at home.
yeah,
So stepping out is another step for us. So
yeah,
we have to plan another. We definitely have another day planned. I'm trying to get us out of the state so we can go on like a
Ooh,
little
yeah.
road trip somewhere else and go
Yeah.
shopping somewhere else. So
Yeah.
there's definitely more coming. I actually really enjoy vlogging. I'm like, should I make this a part of my life? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't think I would ever be able to do it. And
Yeah.
it wasn't until I got to this platform and I knew my friends are watching me. So
Yeah.
it's just me sharing my day with my friends. And that's honestly how I stepped across that threshold and was like, it's just my
Mm-hmm.
friends watching me,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah. And yes, so yeah, I definitely will be there. Ready whenever that happens. And once again, it just goes back to what we talked about earlier with like finding a community, finding friends
mm,
that kind of support you and will give you that push. Because there's definitely been like stuff that surprised me, over this time doing this, where
mm,
somebody's been like, "Hey, I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this," or "I can't wait to see this next thing," and it's like, "Wait, somebody's waiting for
yeah,
me," you know,
it's
uh,
something else. Yeah.
and stuff. And I got to give a shout out to Laura.
Yes.
I love. She
Yeah.
does the Instagram stories post where she'll go through. She checks out everybody's
I
stuff
love that. Yeah.
and she tags everybody and she puts a little comment next to the video of like, "Hey, I enjoyed this," or "I was thinking about that," or blah 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 blah. And I just love that. Not only not only is she supporting just by watching, but she's supporting
Yeah.
by going above and beyond. Of, hey, I'm a gather all these videos and tag
Yeah.
everybody and make comments on everything. So
It's really, I think it
yes.
helps so many of us. It's you're like she really took the time to write sentences for all of us. And she'll be like, "Oh, go watch more." And we're like, "Girl, you got a life
Yeah.
and you got, responsibilities. It's okay." But she is just she is a gem in
Yes.
this community. She's a sweetheart.
Yes, for sure. And so, with that said, I think we're going to start wrapping it up. Um, Keke, where can people find you, and do you have anything on the horizon that you want people to be on the lookout for?
Well, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and um TikTok. I have all those platforms. I usually have. I'm going to actually make one of those links
Link
on my
trees, yeah,
Instagram pretty soon. So look out for that on my Instagram. But it's just Book Vibes at Book Vibes, and the
mm-hmm.
other ones are book_vibes. But it'll be easier if I can just put it all in one place. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna make one of those pretty soon, and I'm gonna be doing a few reading logs, and I have a plan to do on how I'm going to collect from now on video, which is something I've been working on for a while.
yeah,
I will be revealing more of my spending habits and telling you how I'm going to dampen that. So, yeah, that's what I have coming up in the next few weeks. Hopefully, it'll go as I plan, and I'm thinking about doing a skit on TikTok. So we'll see how that works out.
yeah.
I wrote up a little skit, so we'll see.
Awesome, awesome. And as always, I will have links to all of Kiki stuff in the description box as I do with everything. There is one last thing I do want to ask, because you know I'll be kicking myself if I let you go without even asking this. After we talk about all this manga and stuff, a couple questions. Well, I'm gonna start with one. Uh, what are you don't have to give me like a top three or whatever, but just like what
Okay.
what what has been some manga series that you have read that you're like, okay, yes, this is something that forever will stick with me, or whatever, however you might want to phrase that.
Okay. 20th Century Boys. Absolute favorite, I think. I think that is my top favorite. I will read that again and again. I actually read that entire series in like 2 days. I was
Wow.
up. No, I didn't sleep. I was, I was invested. Very, very good series. Naoki Urasawa will pull you into the rest of the series if you start with that one. I think
Yeah.
everyone should start with that one. Um, Another series that I love that I thought I wouldn't love it is Fruits Basket. because I always said I
Mm.
don't like the fluffy stuff because I'm more of a seinen and shonen girl. But because I do psychology, all the psychology in that
Oh.
was
Mm.
so profound. So I will be reading that again, just looking at the different personalities they have
Yeah.
within that series. I think that's another great one. So
Yeah.
those two for sure stick out, as
Mm.
two series that I would recommend to anybody.
Yeah. See that is definitely a interesting angle. You mentioning like that that'd be something interesting to maybe see a deeper dive on. Maybe at
Mm-hmm.
some point, just getting those deeper perspectives on that stuff from
Mm-hmm.
your background with dealing with psychology and stuff. So, but okay, awesome. And then
Yeah.
what is some stuff on the horizon, like some manga, and anime, either or, that you're excited about? That okay, you know what, that's on my radar, that's on my calendar to pick up or to be on the lookout for.
Um, we're gonna go with anime because I feel like right now I'm just looking at stuff that I'm already collecting. So for anime, I'm looking for Hell's Paradise because I absolutely love that
Oh
series when I
yeah,
read it.
yeah,
I'm looking forward to Chainsaw Man because I thought it was hilarious.
yeah,
A lot of people didn't like it, but I thought it was funny. I thought it was a great storyline. Um, I'm looking forward to the final arc of Bleach. I'm catching up. I
yes,
love
yes,
Bleach. Like I think that is a great series, especially if you're into shonen. That I think everyone should at least just read one volume.
yeah,
So those anime are some animes that I'm really looking into, looking forward to.
yeah,
And of course the second season of Tokyo
yeah.
Revengers. Like I love Tokyo Revengers.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, awesome. That is very dope. Well, like I said, I'm not gonna hold you hostage any longer. I'll have to like I said, I'll definitely have to get you scheduled to come back again because I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
we will have so much more. That there is always something to talk about.
always,
um,
absolutely.
with content creation and collecting manga and just life in general.
Mhm.
There is always stuff to be on the lookout for. And yeah, and as for me, uh, y'all can always find me everywhere at Dad Needs to Talk, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, dadneedstotalk.com, and everywhere in between. I'm trying to think. Trying to think stuff that I did recently since last episode. I did a review for When a Cat Faces West, Volume One. Uh,
Hmm.
that so just a little slight mini tangent for a minute. That is one that I only came across because it is a digital only release,
Okay.
and so
Hmm.
it would have never crossed my
Yeah.
radar. I found it via the I think I had mentioned to you about the two websites for the
Yes.
reviews and
Yes.
stuff. That is where I
Hmm.
found that one because I was browsing through
Okay.
the publisher stuff like, hey, here's the stuff that's recent releases that you can request or whatever, and I was like, oh, what is this? So yeah, so When a Cat Faces West, and then uh, the other day I also just did this one, Volume One. Whoops, bookmark falling out of Lost Lad London. If you
Never heard of
enjoy
that.
I didn't either.
Wow.
If you enjoy a murder mystery,
Okay.
check it out. Because this
Yeah,
is
that looks like. See, I love. It's a one shot.
no, it's
It's
a
not. Oh, it's a
series,
series.
but it's
Okay.
gonna be a short series. It's only gonna be 3 volumes.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
um, once again,
No, that looks interesting.
I'll say
And the
shout out.
title.
Yeah, I'll say shout out to there's a Twitter account that I follow. I believe the name of it is it's manga. Is it Manga Morgue Re? Something like that.
Yeah,
Cause
I know that. I know that because they made
yeah,
the announcements about. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
That
Okay.
account that is where I found out about this because they had tweeted out um, a newer series from the author, and then
Okay.
I saw people in the comments talking about like, ooh, I'm looking forward to that because I loved Lost Lad London. I'm like, what is
Okay.
that? And just the look of the art style, I was like,
I'm gonna look
that
it
is
up.
different. I need to do some
Okay.
investigating, and luck have it, it just came out like a week ago. So
Okay.
yeah, it is super new. At least like for us, release
I
wise.
right.
But
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna look up that. That looks, yeah, I like that.
yeah,
I like the way it looks too.
yes. So yeah, so be on the lookout for that stuff. I don't think I have too much else to mention. Like I said, like we are lots of series are returning, stuff going on hiatus. It is a wonderful time to be a
Yes.
fan of all this stuff. I'll dive into some more stuff in next episode because I've been watching Stranger Things. Miss
Oh
Marvel is
yes,
starting
I'm definitely.
tomorrow. Uh, Lots of gaming news coming up. There's plenty of stuff
Yeah.
coming. So be on the lookout for that stuff in the coming weeks. But I'm stop rambling and close it
Oh,
out. But as I always say, treat yourself to something nice. Read some manga, watch some anime, play some video games, and live your best life. And with that, I am out. Thank you again for joining me, Keke, and we'll catch
absolutely. Thank you for
y'all.
having me. This was fun.
Yes, and we'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.